Hey guys, welcome back to Vintiquities. I am so excited to share with you this beauty. It is part of a partial studio makeover, so wait till you see what I got. Vintage hutch for $20. Oh my gosh. And so here it is sitting in my living room because there's not quite enough room in my studio to put it in just yet. But I had to show you the star of the show. This little car hauls everything. It hauled this vintage hutch, and I love my car so much. And this is me looking at the hoard, the big pile that I have to go through. And this is it. Ah! Cue the scary music and the knives flashing through the air. Yes, this is the area where I keep my junk journal supplies, and I am going to have to do a huge purge. I am not kidding. This has got to go. This is not working. It's taking up too much space, and it's got to be gone through. So here's me going through my giant stash of junk journal supplies and papers, and I am currently making up some packets that I will be giving to you for a very low price. And so here it is. Yay! So I got her in here. I got that huge pile cleaned up, and I love it so much. It is so much more room, and it's better for your soul when your space is happy. Then so are you. So this is my cabinet with all of my favorite goodies inside. I only kept the cream of the crop for my junk journal supplies that I want to use, but I'm still passing on some really great stuff. So this is the inside of the desk that folds down. I finally have plenty of room. And these are my shelves that show, and these are all of my fantastical vintage book covers that I love so much. These are all the ones that I really want to make journals out of. Some of them will be journals that I'll keep, and some of them will be journals that I'll sell or pass along. And just some really great covers of books that I found that were just really not in good shape when I found them. The book covers were already tearing off, or maybe they had some age and wear and tear, which for me is great. It's wonderful for a book cover. So some of my favorites, some really beautiful book covers. This is the sticker book, the Bibliophilia sticker book that my mom got me for my birthday. I've got all my antique buttons and game pieces with letters and all kinds of great stuff for using on junk journals or mixed media projects. Some of my favorite little baubles. I love that I can display them now and they're not just stuck in a box somewhere. Some of my tags that I've created in the past. Just lots of things that should be out and enjoyed. This is my favorite hand mirror. Look how pretty she is on that. It's a 1920s hand mirror. I love that thing. And a few other odds and ends and, baubles that I think are cute. And this book was my great-grandma's book. It's called The Artist's Way. It has a lot of really great articles in it. Some different pieces, odds and ends that I plan to use for some mixed media projects. Just things that are just eye candy to me. Just all kinds of eye candy. Vintage paper words and Scrabble tiles, all things that are great for creating. Finally got to showcase this beauty that I made a long time ago that holds my spray inks. And inside of my cabinet, I've got my antique and vintage inks, all still good, work great, my vintage dip pens. And then I have those in here with the different nibs. I'm so glad to have a actual place to put things now. And a few other bits and bobs that are, kind of make me smile. Some antique lace. And this little door, I haven't figured out where it goes to yet because the handle doesn't work. I have to get a new handle so that I can actually open that door. I'm imagining it goes to some fairyland somewhere. Lots of room to hide all my little things. And this is a stack of vintage and antique envelopes, mailed envelopes that I'll use in some junk journals. I'm glad to have a place for those too. little booklet that's visual journal prompts, and it kind of helps you if you get stuck. I found this online somewhere, and if I can ever find the link again, I will link it in the description box below. But it has a lot of really great ideas to kind of get your mind working and help you figure out how to fill in a background and things like that, writing prompts and stuff. And some of my favorite books and magazines I have room for now. They just kind of tuck away in this nice little spot. And then there are lots of drawers for storage to hold all of my favorite junk journal supplies. So the top drawer has all of my stencils and some napkins, some of my favorite napkins. I just saved 2. And then, you know, just various other supplies and things I want to use for mixed media. Some old cutouts from some old books. Lots of fussy cutting. And the second drawer holds some antique cabinet cards, photos, things I can do some collage work with, things I've had for a long time and am glad to have out and available for when I want to use them, so I can really use them up. Lots of $100 bills. Not. Yeah, lots of little vintage pieces and things. Some of my favorite pieces, you know. Some little bags that I created that I used to store some little snippets in. You know, some of my favorite book pages and music pages, things that I want to use in a journal when I get to where I'm actually going to make some again. Now that I have a place, I'll be able to do that more often, which is kind of exciting. This is where I keep all of my little fussy cuts from vintage children's books and vintage nature books, flower books, that kind of thing. Lots of little pieces that can be used, ready to use in some journals. And the third drawer has some really interesting stuff in it. I have some of my favorite journals, and then these are some letters, altered letters that were sent to me in a swap that I love. They're Frankenstein themed. Love those. And this side has like my vintage stickers and my Tim Holtz embellishments and things. A few books I still need to break down. And some journals that I've done in the past. You guys have seen this one on my blog, on this channel farther back. Flip through of that one. Little cards and things, some vintage style cards, Tim Holtz cards, that kind of thing. Just some good stuff to add into a junk journal for some variety. And then the last drawer has some great stuff in it as well. I found this at a thrift store, and it's some, you know, probably for some flowers, wrapping flowers, but I just love the lace look of it, and it's going to be good in some junk journals as well. And I've got some little vintage looking wax paper. These are some little plastic place cards that I can use for stencils, for sprays. And then my boyfriend got me this thing, so that's kind of fun. And it has all of my favorite vintage and antique snippets in it that I will be using very soon as well. So that about wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!